Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am back with another family home that is all snowy and wintry. I'm just so in this mood right now, especially because yesterday it was snowing the entire day, so everything outside is covered in a white blanket of snow, and so I'm just really feeling the winter vibes. And it's been a while since I built something that was a little bit more Victorian inspired, and it's one of my favorite aesthetics and favorite like design styles, architectural styles. So I thought I would combine those ideas and make a winter Victorian home. So I really hope you will enjoy this. If you do and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag Miss Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So right now I'm just kind of working on the shape. I really wanted to have a large sort of rounded front porch and some beautiful windows on this house. I went through a bunch of different windows, but in the end I did go with the first one that I placed down through a majority of this house. That one is from Strangerville. I used a lot of windows from that pack because it's got some beautiful Victorian items in it, because that was kind of the focus of the building aesthetic in that particular game pack. Also, I am building this house in the world of Willow Creek. We're right by the creek, and I just thought it looked so pretty. The blue water with the snow everywhere. I just thought this neighborhood was perfect for it, and the lighting on this lot is really, really good. So I was quite happy with that. But right now we're just trying to figure out the roofing and which texture I wanted to go for. I knew I wanted to make this brick because I thought that that would look really pretty in the snow, but I wasn't entirely sure which one. I think in the end I went with one from Realm of Magic because it's just one of my favorites. But I did play around with one from Werewolves as well. But I'm pretty sure this is the one I went with in the end. And then I tried to play around with some different patterns on the top portions of the roof, as well as some details up there to make it look a little bit more like a Victorian. So I'm using some of these pieces here and trying to place those under the roof. And I play around with those on the lower level as well. You can see me going ahead and placing some extra walls down to try and get the best placement as possible, and playing around with which windows would work best in each area. And I get there in the end. I think it looks really cool, but it did take quite a bit of fiddling, and I changed the color of the windows so many different times, but they do stay white in the end. But here I am going and placing down a couple of extra walls to place these, so it looks like they're actually supporting the roof, since the roof itself is a more rectangular shape, but there's diagonals on that actual room upstairs. And the reason I did it like that is that's a very common way to do roofs for Victorian homes. So I thought it looked really nice, even though I could have put like a roof section there that actually fit that specific room. I thought it looked more realistic and more the style I was going for, to go ahead and have a regular roof over that area. Anyway, I'm working on the landscaping now. I'm grabbing all sorts of trees and trying to figure out what would look best on this lot, because I wanted them to have snow on them, and I also wanted there to be a variety of sizes, so I scaled some stuff with Tool, and I'm just trying to figure out the best placement. I wanted a mixture of evergreen trees and some that lost all of their leaves for the season, but I also wanted them to, feel like they kind of fit into this environment. And you can see in the background, there's plenty of evergreens in like the far distance of this lot. So I thought that it worked out nicely. So just doing that. And then I also decided it would look really cute if there were shutters on these windows. So I used this shutter piece from Snowy Escape and scaled it down and put quite a few of them all over. And I decided to use this dark brown swatch. I feel like it just adds just that little bit of extra detail I really wanted for this home. So I was quite happy about that. And also this upper roof piece, I felt like it was missing something, so I wanted to put some sort of ivy up there, but all of the ivy in the game doesn't change with the seasons, so I actually ended up going with the one from Vampires that's like some vines with a couple of leaves on it, because that way it looked like it changed with the seasons. And then I'm just getting some shrubs out front and a variety of other plants that I hope look good in other seasons. At the time of recording this, I haven't tested that they do, so there's no terrain paint or anything on this lot. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet or not, because then I'm going to have to get it to go back to snowing before I upload it to the gallery. I sometimes do, sometimes don't, but this does end up being a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. I also included an office, which could easily become a 4th bedroom. So if you would like to have an even bigger family here, you can. I think the space worked very nicely for this amount of rooms. The room in the front here that I put a desk in just now, that is the office space. That could be that 4th bedroom. I did consider making it a nursery, but I decided I've been doing those too often lately, and maybe I should save some of the nurseries for when infants come out next year. I am so excited about that. So I just decided it would be an office, and I feel like that's more realistic for gameplay, where you'd have that space. But then if you needed another bedroom, you could go ahead and change that. Anyway, right here, I'm just kind of working on the floor plan and placing down furniture to get an idea of where things are going to go. I know it looks like I'm fully furnishing this kitchen, but I was just trying to figure out how to make it work. And then I do come back and work on that kitchen pretty much immediately after this, trying to figure out how that will come together. And then I decided to go with this base game flooring, which I thought was so pretty. And now we actually are working on the kitchen. These were actually filmed like 2 days apart. So this is fresh and new. I did this today. But the other part I had done a couple of days ago, and I was just getting back to it today. I've been a little bit under the weather lately, so I am a little bit behind, but hopefully catching up here soon. There's so many things I want to create, so many things I already have created that I am so excited to share. So hopefully those will be on their way out soon. But anyway, in the kitchen here, I did do a little bit of an island space just for some extra decoration, and because the room felt kind of empty, and I didn't want to put a dining table in here because we actually do have a separate dining room. So I just decided to put a couple of decorations there. I get these jars with the little trees in them, as well as some candles. There's like very minimal decoration in here when it comes to the holidays. I have literally the trees and some red candles, and there's like some red and green items in the house, but they aren't specifically Christmas decorations. That was not the intention of this build. I just wanted to build a Victorian, and I figured since it is winter time, we might as well have it in the snow. So I hope you will enjoy this and you're not too tired of the wintry builds, because I've just been having so much fun with them. And I actually was working on another one a couple of days ago over on Twitch that I'm really excited to share. It's actually a community lot, but it's a very snowy build as well. So that should be coming out sometime this week. I really hope you will enjoy that as well. But that's pretty much it for this kitchen. Just getting a couple of decorations over here by the stove. I also got some rugs by the back door and in front of the sink. And I think for decorations over here, I just have the utensils, a little plant, and a fruit bowl over on the other side. I kept it pretty simple. Oh no, I didn't do the fruit bowl. I got rid of the fruit bowl and put the fruit cake instead. I thought that just worked so well for this season. I think that's a really cute item in the game. And of course, I wanted to make sure we didn't forget a trash can. Over here, I'm playing around with the curtains, and I cut out so much footage of playing with the curtains because they weren't fitting no matter what I did, and it was very frustrating. But then I remembered I have the tool mod installed, so I just scaled them all appropriately to make it work better for this space, and I thought it looked really nice. I use a lot of green accents in this house, and I think it ends up looking super cozy. I also ended up using a couch from Base Game because it's more traditional. I felt like it fit the style. The counters in the kitchen are also from Base Game, and the curtains that I used. I loved this striped swatch, and I thought that this rug from Get Famous also worked beautifully with this living room. I think it looks so cozy, and I also enjoyed that I did remove the wall between the kitchen and the living room. I wanted it to be more separate because I wanted it to be a more traditional house, but it just wasn't working. So I think maybe it was a modern update that they did. There's some renovations that happen here. Anyway, over here, I'm creating an upright piano. I've done this a couple of times in the past, but I don't do it very often. I really wish we just had standing pianos, upright pianos like this, because we only have keyboards and the grand piano, and I tried to fit a grand piano over here and it just wasn't working, so I decided to do this instead. I think it works so much better in this corner. So there's a spot for your Sims to go ahead and play piano, and I really like adding that framed book. I think it's from their writing career. You can get that. It's an unlockable. I like adding that up there to look like it's the music that they are reading in order to play whatever songs they are playing. I think it's a cute addition, and of course getting a TV up here on the mantle, and then a couple more chairs and a teapot. That's the functioning tea set that came with my wedding stories. I thought that would be a cute item to add in here. Oh, and we got like this thing of logs for the fireplace that came with not vampires, werewolves. I thought that looked really cute over there as well. But just getting a couple more decorations. I believe we got a shelf with a plant on it over here. And then we should be moving either into the dining room or the entryway. I'm not sure which one I decorate first for the rest of down here. Although, no, I didn't decorate the dining room already. I'm getting confused. All right. I just edited this, so I just watched through it all right beforehand. So anyway, this is going to be the dining room space. I use this table from Get Together. I think it's really pretty and it matches the wood tones in here, although I do switch it to a darker wood tone to match with these chairs that I chose. We have a nice little hutch in the corner for all of our beautiful dishware. And then I just got some paintings in here. I do get rid of one of the chairs and make this a 5-seater table so that I could fit a little bit more decoration in here because over here felt so blank. And so I decided to have a side table and a mirror, and we put a couple of decorations up there as well. Or maybe just the sunflowers. I did keep certain areas a little bit less complicated because if it was a smaller space, I didn't want it to be too busy. So now we are in the entryway, so we're just getting another one of those curtains. I scaled it down, and we have a little side table with a mirror above it and some entryway clutter. I believe we get the little coin jar and the receipts, as well as the phone and keys, and I believe a plant as well. And then over on the other side of this room, I just end up grabbing a coat rack and some shoes. I believe our temperature controls, like the thermostat and stuff, is over there as well. I kept it fairly simple, but I wanted it to look like it was purposeful. Also, there's a closet in this front room. I worked that into the floor plan. I just thought it was a nice touch. And then this is the downstairs bathroom. It's just a half bath. It's a toilet and a sink. So it's tiny. So there wasn't a lot of space for decoration. So I just have like a towel on the wall, toilet paper, and a little cabinet up above the toilet. And then we're moving upstairs into the bedrooms. So this is the primary bedroom. I wanted to bring more of that green color scheme that I had throughout the rest of the house, but I didn't want to use the green curtains. So I opted for this green bed, and then I picked this rug that actually had some like beige in it. So I decided to bring in the beige curtains instead. So the whole room wasn't overwhelmingly green. And I think this room came out really cute in the end. This is a base game bed that I almost never use. It's very expensive, but it's just also one that doesn't fit the style of houses I build most of the time. I haven't built something more traditional in a while, and I don't think that this house is overly traditional. I kind of mix the styles together because that's what I always do in my builds. I prefer to build that way, but it definitely leans more traditional, so I thought it worked nicely in this room, especially with the color scheme. And then I'm getting a bunch of clutter for our dresser over here. I am so glad that we have more things now with the clutter kit, but there was also just some items from other packs that I thought worked really nicely in here. I think the only clutter kit items that I placed up here was the little trinket box, which I think is quite cute. But I have some like books from high school years and like a box of all kinds of junk, which I don't know what pack that's from. It might be base game. And then I just was trying to figure out a painting up above the bed. I do swap it out, and that's the only part I'm not entirely happy with because the headboard for this bed is not like a square. I have trouble figuring out how to decorate above it. It just feels a little awkward. So I don't love how that came out, but I think it worked out fine in the end. I also got a poof over here, a beautiful mirror and another dresser. And we should get some more clutter over on the bedside tables as well. So I move the lamps over and we just get, some stuff that would make sense over here. We have a little basket of like lotions and stuff. We have a place to put your keys and your watch and some books as well. And I believe I have to nudge all of that stuff a lot. I was having so much trouble getting it to place the way I wanted it to, but this painting just looks so awkward. So I'd opted for this one instead. I still feel like it looks a little bit awkward, but it's better than it was before. But moving into the two kids' bedrooms, I kind of wanted just to pick some beds that I don't use as often, maybe could skew a little bit more traditional in style. And the frame of them was brown so that it would match the flooring. That was the concept, and that's how I went from there. So the secondary room, the blue one, that stays the same. But as you can see here, all of a sudden this room is green. And I went for a very like outdoorsy type of kid in this space. And I love how this room came out. I think it's so cute. So of course I had to use the new Yeti plushie over there, the Bigfoot that came with the little campers kit. And the rug there is from Outdoor Retreats. We have lots of brown swatches in here, and I end up putting the pop-up book from the little camper skit on the bedside table as well. And this room is super cluttered. There's not a lot of space in here. I put a lot of things in here. We have the toy box. I also grabbed this like wardrobe space. We have a desk in here, and then I should be grabbing a bookcase that's actually a locker. I just thought it was such a cute idea. I feel like kids have a lot of random stuff like that, and I had a locker like that growing up, except it was like half the height. But it was something I always thought was so cool, and I always wanted one for my room. So I thought it would be cool if this kid had one as well, and I just get them like an open journal on their desk, and that should be it for that room. And we're moving next door, and so I really wanted to bring in some more of that yellow swatch from that pillow. So I used a dresser here from high school years. This whole room is like a lot of high school years. The bed, the dresser, the posters I used, and I also used some stuff from the new clutter kit. I loved using that little mirror over on the dresser. I thought it looked so cute. And then I opted for a little desk over here as well. This one is from Parenthood, and I just matched the chair to one of the colors on the bed to bring in some more fun pastel colors. And we just got a little like calendar schedule piece up here that is from the Discover University pack. And of course a laptop as well. I thought that this teenager would probably like to have that, and it's just nice to have a couple of computers in the house. There ends up being two because I also add one in the office space, which I will decorate after I finish this room. I believe all we have left is a mirror, because a lot of the space in this room is a wall of curtains. So I just get an alarm clock and a lamp over here, and that should be it for this room. I think it came out so cute in the end. I really, really do like this. Let me know which room is your favorite. I think they both came out so cute, and I thought that they were nice concepts for designs. Obviously, it came from which bed frames looked more traditional and were brown, but I think they came out really cute. I was really happy with them. This is going to be the office space. I decided to put the desk under the windows, which for some reason I don't do very often, but I thought that that would be so nice because you could look outside and see the view and also all of the snow. I just thought it would be really cute. And I added a couple of other skill building items and like collectibles type stuff in here as well. So I do have an easel. I believe I add the elements collection in here. And what's the last thing I add? Maybe, oh yeah, the postcards. So if you would like to have a pen pal and collect postcards, you have that option as well, or collect the elements or practice your artwork. I just wanted that to be kind of a skill building room. But we're back outside now and finishing up the landscaping. I just get some more like shrubs and stuff around here and make sure to have a mailbox, also a trash can, any like last minute things like that. I believe I also added some planters out here for the non-winter months. So there was something for your Sims to do and a barbecue. But I kept it pretty simple because I wasn't imagining they were spending too much time outside in the snow, and then just a little pathway out front. But that is it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy those screenshots. Bye, everyone.